All right. Well, let me say, I prepared the first part very carefully, and I still believe you didn't miss much. 55 graduates is the major message. Okay, nonetheless, I was about to do some bragging, now also with some volume. The Master in Cultural Economics and Entrepreneurship is reliably ranked in the top 2 courses in Arts and Cultural Management worldwide. And we're very proud of that. With the Master, we are consistently attracting exceptionally gifted and students from the Netherlands and around the globe. And I can wholeheartedly confirm that for the class of 2021-22, that was exceptionally bright and interesting for all of us. Let me remind everybody that a master's degree is the second highest academic degree awarded in this country. And let's face it, a doctorate is not really a general purpose degree anymore. So that's really, and it really should be for the people who are into stuffy academia more than, you know, going out there and honing their skills in practice. To graduate today, students had to prove time and again that they are diligent but creative, driven but pragmatic to avoid overburdening themselves and others. They had to be knowledgeable of research methods and aware of the inevitable limitations. And they had to be appreciative of the work done by others, but willing to find gaps and errors to make improvements. It's all a pretty tough balancing act. Ultimately, they needed to produce valuable new knowledge on an important aspect of the cultural sector that they chose themselves, that motivated them, but they also thought was important perhaps for others. And as many in this room will know by now, that is much more easily said than done. If we have done a good job together, the students, the supervisors, all lecturers involved, all the support staff involved that make this possible, students should now be able to expand human knowledge over and over again as they move on. No pressure. And they should be able to communicate the results in a way that helps them achieve their personal aims and ambitions. So much for the bragging. Now to squeeze in the traditional ballad in a commercial album. You know, you see I'm a bit old, you know, I still think in album terms sometimes. Let me mention that we have grown on each other over the last year. The shared experiences became more and more fruitful, pleasant, respectful, and trusting. We dared to stick our neck out in discussions and learn from each other. We all knew it was coming, but there is more than a little regret now that for most of us, this close cooperation is coming to an end. Of course, in contrast to the lecturers, for the graduates, there's any probability that they will now move on to much greener pastures and moving up in the world as well. So, okay, fair enough. We're left behind. These days, the cultural sector is almost generally appreciated as a central aspect of wealthy and sustainable societies. At the same time, governmental policies increasingly leave culture exposed to market forces, which makes economic expertise of decision makers working in the sector even more indispensable. And I hope the graduates will rise to that challenge. We hope that our graduates will continue to develop creative and workable new solutions in this context and make life better for themselves and others, more so than they could have without working so hard during their time here. I suppose the best I can do is not hold them back too much longer and get out of their way and stop talking. I will do so right after clarifying the procedure. So, in the following, one thesis supervisor will each come up, grab the microphone, and invite their students forward. Please, all students by that supervisor also do come forward and position yourself in the vicinity around here. And please, after you received your diploma, which you will receive individually from your lecturer, please stay put there and only move back to your seat after the entire group has been honored. Each supervisor will read out a prepared quote, which we will also see back here on the screen. And and hand over the diploma individually, one by one, and finally give our photographer a shot opportunity as well. So there will be some handshaking and smiling and maybe holding that pose for a few seconds. After about half the graduates have been honored, we will enjoy a speech by one of our graduates, Valdi Viratama. Is she here? Why would she be? Oh, come on, let them in. Oh, it's a he. Sorry. Yes. Okay, you sure you want to keep him outside? Okay, I'm done. Yeah, almost. But then we need a break anyway to let them in now. Come on. All right. Pardon? Oh, okay. It goes to show that we have a master of ceremony here. The protocol is such that the students only come in standing. I was wondering where they were. The presence of several students of ours, former students of ours, was putting me off a bit, perhaps. All right, good. Good to have people who steer the stuff. Okay, a couple of supervisors cannot be here today. Professor Philip Vermeulen has volunteered to honor those on behalf of these colleagues. We'll announce who's to come forward each time there. And then finally, we also have had a particularly notorious ritual of putting Oxford mortarboard heads on heads, right? These strange devices. Now, due to the clumsiness of lecturers in doing that for students, we are skipping that, and the students get to follow in the footsteps of Napoleon III, and they got to crown themselves. Wonderful. If that's not a nice sign of empowerment that should come with a prestigious academic degree, then I wouldn't know better. Good. Thank you very much for your attention. That gets me out of the way for now. And let's have the students enter. Please all rise.
Dear parents, friends, family, students, almost not anymore. If I should characterize the work of my 5 master students this year, then I can conclude that it was a very inspirational year. Inspirational because of various arguments, actually. First of the fact, the content. It is on, but I shall keep it a little bit closer to my mouth. So first of all, the content, the subjects chosen. I will mention the subjects when the students come on, but it was various subjects so that a supervisor can only by that can be very happy. The quality of the research this year was also very good, and the way of reporting. The students were accounted for a thorough application of the research methods, and they wrote well-written theses. My 5, of course. The kindness to help each other and also the collegiality within the group was perfect this year. So thank you very much, Adela, Hanne, Gabia, Juliana and Yining, because of making me very happy. I would like to make you happy with the diploma for cultural entrepreneurship and cultural economics. And I hope that my wishes for a splendid career for all of you will come true. I will ask Hanne to come first. Hi, Hanne. Hanne, you wrote a thesis about the production houses in the Dutch contemporary dance industry. You are a dancer yourself. And by means of a value chain analysis. And you heard my enthusiasm about it already. The quote we found for you is that you are clever with a high emotional intelligence, discipline and invention. That you have ingredients for careers on stage and backstage. And that I wish you for keeping your love for dance. Here is your diploma, and I wish you all the best. What a beautiful name you have. That is also a discovery with this feast. I give you the diploma and my congratulations. You may stand there, you may stand here for the photographer. Gabia, can you come forward, please? There you are. Gabia, it was a pleasure to work with you. You wrote a beautiful thesis about the music scene, the popular music scene in Vilnius, your city. And I felt very well with you. It was interesting to hear and to listen to the conclusions, which compared to the conclusions of Juliana's thesis were very contrary, and that makes it interesting for cultural economics. So thank you for that. The quote we found for you is that you are straight, strict and efficient, bright, proactive and friendly. You have it all. Wishes for becoming a great tastemaker in the cultural industries. That is for you. Yeah, and congratulations. And the Dutch way is 3 times. So. And a premiere today, Juliana from Bulgaria came here for the first time because she was a typical online student. So very welcome. Juliana, happy to see you here and to tell that you wrote a wonderful thesis. In the beginning you had a lot of problems to start with the research, and within a couple of weeks with an enormous Eastern European discipline you worked out and you made a wonderful work, really. The quote we found for you is that you are a workhorse at heart and that you have a great development as a researcher, heart for cultural life in Bulgaria, and wishes for creating new policies and realizing your dreams in your home country.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, first the diploma.
Yeah, thanks.
So, and congratulations.
Yeah.
Who's next? Ellen, maybe? Another supervisor, I mean. Is there no supervisor?
May I make 2 suggestions? First, could all students for each lecture come forward? We won't visualize it because now we've got a single student coming forward. Mafalda Damasos, supervisee, Anna Bontempidi Roccaspada. There you are. And Philip Vermele will honor you.
Anna, I'm indeed standing in for one of our colleagues, but I've had the pleasure of getting to know Anna in one of my classes, in the art markets class, and that was a real pleasure. So now, I feel very honored that I get to hand the diploma to you. I'm also curious what Mafalda writes about you in a quote, and so I'll just read it out. Well done. Congratulations on your hard work, perseverance in the face of adversity and bravery. I won't ask what the adversity was, but it sounds really good. Your thesis asked difficult questions that not everyone would want to address. The creative sector will be better with you in it. Don't lose that spark. Well, I completely agree with that, having you in class, and that was a real pleasure. So here, Anna, congratulations.
Thank you.
And well done. Bye-bye. Lisbeth, okay. I have 3 students here. I have Aileen, Francesca, and Molly. Can they please come forward? Who will we start? Actually, it's pretty handy having the slides, so I know who to address first. But Aileen, we also know each other quite well. You were in the art markets class, and you even came to the summer school on art markets. And we corresponded from time to time when you were working on your thesis, which is art markets related. And let's see what Lisbeth has to say about you. Aileen, haal diep adem, knijp je ogen dicht en doe ze dan weer open. En begin maar aan het leven, waar je zo op zat te hopen. Nou, dat is wel mooi. Gefeliciteerd. Congratulations. Here you go. Yeah. Good luck with that. Who's next? Sorry. Francesca. Yes, Francesca. Nice to meet you. You obviously have a following. So, Francesca, this is what Lisbeth has to say about you, and I know she has very good things about to say because she told me about it. Francesca, how I enjoyed working with you. The mix of business and just talking to you about life, I am not likely to forget. Congratulations and all the best. And I know she means it from her heart. So here's your diploma. Thank you. Congratulations. Good luck. Yeah. Another familiar face for me, Molly. Yeah. Also, my warmest congratulations. Again, somebody who I know from class, but did not have the privilege of working with you on a master thesis, but I was your second reader, so I do know what your research was about. And here is what Lisbeth has to say about you. In de woorden van mijn huisdichter Stijn de Pape, bij dit soort onversneden glansprestaties horen hartsgrondige felicitaties. Proficiat en het gaat je goed. Dat zijn mooie woorden. Ja, en dat meen je ook van mij. Okay. Who's next in line? I like being a sidekick. I don't, just
Good afternoon, and I would call Joanna, Daniela, and Ludovica. Three ladies, great people to work with. I have no words to say how wonderful it was to work with each and single one of you. You are hardworking, ambitious, and you have different ways of leading life, different lifestyles, and I could also learn a lot from you. So thank you from my heart for all this journey throughout 1 or more years. So, Joanna, you're the first on this list. Joanna did a great thesis on Carnival. And like Carnival, I just hope that all the lights, the joy, the music, and the wonders that Carnival brings will keep in your heart and lighten up your journey ahead. So, I forgot the diplomas. Here it is, here it is. So. Ludovica, with a very nice thesis. You got there. Yes. And mainly of all, keep that smile, because that smile is wonderful. And even online, it was great to see her always smiling. No matter how hard it was, she always had a smile. Keep that attitude, because it will be a great thing in your life. Congratulations. Daniela, here we are. What did I write? A creative entrepreneur that researches creative entrepreneurs and makes a change wherever they are. But most important than everything, Daniela is a change maker at heart. She makes things happen. And I hope you keep doing that. So congratulations on this journey. Hans. Come on. You can come.
And Esther and Valdi. Could you please come forward? So, well, first, it's a pity that there are only two of you. Fernando could have... Sorry, it's a pity that there are only two of you. Fernando is for the Prins Claus Fonds in Ghana, and the others are taking a bit more time to write an even better thesis. But it's good to have you here. Yeah, we had a good time. I think we had 3 group meetings, which worked fine. And then Esther, we were asked to make a slightly funny remark, but other supervisors are all too serious. They all. Did you see it? She wrote, hang on, yeah. She wrote a thesis about female artists in the Eastern countries, well, former communist countries, and they face various difficulties, not only a gender gap, of course, but also a geographical gap. Well, you have to read her thesis and you'll get it all. But yeah, I'm happy that we could work together. It may sound like a joke, but it is not a joke. It's really true, I think. If there's anybody, did you read? If there's anybody who's very well organized, it's you. Well, the fellow students will probably agree. So, yeah, our field of interest sort of overlaps pretty much. So that's why I wrote the extra sentence. Maybe we should get some work done together. And yeah, we're on the track. Huh? We meet regularly already, mainly speaking about music. But now we might go a step further. So, and yeah, I learned a lot already from you, and hopefully it goes both ways. Okay, Valdi, this is for you. Sorry, I don't know, I forgot to tell what your thesis was about, but it's, well, very, in 2 sentences, it was about unsigned musicians in the United States, how they covered the period, the COVID period, if they got something productive out of it. And it seems that they did. Yeah. Okay. Now we get the diploma.
Hello. Nice to see you, everybody. I would like to invite here Jody and Joanna to the stage, please. Come here, Jody. While Joanna comes here, I would like to say very quickly, it was a great, great pleasure to be with you all the time. I think you did wonderful work, both of you, and it has been a great, great pleasure. Congratulations, first of all, so let's congratulate them. So Jody really impressed me with her will to understand gentrification in Crosswijk. So I really would like to say my congratulations to you, Jody, and I hope the master's program was a fruitful learning process for you. I can see it was very inspiring, CEE in one word, so I hope it was, and congratulations again. Where is the picture? Here? Together? And Joanna, you really impressed me with your wide knowledge in the publishing industry, with your deep understanding of this industry, and how motivated you were to bring this wonderful topic to the bright light of academia. So thank you very much for also what you taught me. And Joanna really surprised me with your knowledge, as I said already. I wish you all the best, and I wish you, wonderful things in your career in the publishing industry. Thank you very much, and congratulations. I would continue here, but I think it's Ella now.
Yeah, good afternoon. I would like to ask Sue, Hans, and Diewertje. So you can see 3 totally different people here, and with 3 totally different thesis subjects, which was it's very fun as a supervisor to do so. In the case of Xu, she came to me, what they had in common actually was that all 3 knew very well what they wanted to do. So I just had to listen, okay, go ahead. In the case of Sue, she came to me saying that she wanted to work about Chinese vloggers. At first I had no clue, like, is this going to be sufficiently interesting? But it was very interesting. Chinese vloggers as entrepreneurs, my first reaction, kidding me, but indeed, with independent hard work, Xu convinced us all with a very pleasant thesis. So congratulations, Xu. Thank you. Then Hans. Johannes, Antonio. He had an interest in NFTs and new financing ways and, all the things that are going to happen but are not happening yet. I hope that he will stick to his promise and change the creative industries from within, starting with the financing opportunities for creative entrepreneurs, and he can be sure that I will call him. So Diewertje, she wanted to work on company culture, like company culture participation in the creative industries. It's research that is new to the world, and it was new to herself, but she did it, Didi did it, I made it, and it was very cool. Thank you, Diebertje. Congratulations.
All right. Vali, are you good to go? Your turn now, if you wish. Please do come forward. We changed the sequence a little bit, so sorry for the surprise here.
Thank you, Professor Hanke, for the introduction. And hello and welcome, friends, family, my fellow graduates of Culture, Economics, and Entrepreneurship, class of 2022. Congratulations, we made it. So let's give ourselves a round of applause. I gotta be honest with you guys. When Nikki from Student Experience asked me whether I wanted to give a speech, I have absolutely no idea why I said yes. But then I took a moment to reflect, and it would actually be a great opportunity for me to basically talk about our accomplishments as a cohort. And that's basically what I want to talk about today, and it's about opportunity. When I think about accomplishments, I think about the opportunities that sort of lead to those accomplishments. And the first opportunity that this program has given me is to learn from different generations. So, for example, we have Joanna Elmiri, who is graduating here today. She's in the front row. And although we have a substantial age difference, to put it lightly, and she has more experience than me, obviously, she was always open, and she still is open to exchanging ideas, or even just discussing the cultural industry. But what I admire the most is that even with her extensive experience, she still has this persistence, this willingness to learn that, they were still as high as the students who had just finished their bachelor's. And I remember an advice that she gave me that I will always cherish as I enter my late 20s. And it was just focus on what needs to be done today. And for that, I'm grateful for the opportunity to learn alongside her. I'm also grateful for the opportunity to learn alongside the younger generation, as I'm sure that most of the graduates today are Gen Z. From Eda Seridogan, I think she's here somewhere, yeah. And Adriana Lodoli, who cannot make it today. For example, I learned from them that curiosity should not really stop after you get your degree. Because I remember talking to them about, the missing media and digital marketing framework that we did not really get to explore more. And this sort of inspired the three of us, so me, Eda, and Adriana, to, get a second master's just for the purpose to, satisfy our thirst for knowledge. And as I reflect upon this, as individuals, I guess that is what we do. Individuals are assumed to be utility maximizing agents to a certain extent, of course. We're just hoping that our decision to do a second master's was rational enough. I hope the professors get the joke. And one more Gen Z that I am sort of grateful to learn from is Ilse Romein. I think she's here on the front row as well. I remember that in the third week of April, so the second week of term 4, she was already done with 9 out of 11 of her transcriptions. That is an impressive accomplishment for the thesis scores. And let me tell you why it was so impressive. It was impressive because at the time, Ilse was working a service job. She was doing a full-time master's. She was spending a great amount of time with her loved ones. And she managed to complete a thesis task that, to be honest, the rest of us couldn't even finish until at least the third week of May, which is, a month after she finished the whole thing. So she was a month ahead of us, and that is pretty impressive given her schedule. And I remember asking her about how she did it, and she simply said to me, I don't know, I just find the time to do them. And for that, I salute her. I learned a lot from just knowing how Ilse works, and I'm currently practicing what she preaches as I'm navigating a 32-hour work week while doing a second master's. Speaking of work, I would also like to acknowledge the second opportunity that this program has given me, and that is the opportunity to get into the pathway to a career in the culture industry. So when I was doing my thesis, I discovered some knowledge that I ended up using to answer my second sub-question. And little did I know that the finding that I found for that, it led me to an internship here at a record company in Rotterdam. So if it weren't for the thesis course, for the course coordinators, and if it weren't for the program that sort of matched me with Hans Abing, I would have never been able to discover the knowledge that led me to a job in the music industry, let alone, coming from Asia, now I have a job in Europe. And for that, I would like to thank the course coordinators and not just the thesis coordinators who have made it possible for us to gain valuable knowledge. Now, before I close my speech, I kind of want to talk about the amazing accomplishments. I'm sure last year they talked a lot about COVID, but I want to highlight the two most incredible accomplishments that our cohort have accomplished. And the first one is, out of the 44 students that defended their thesis in the first week of July, 16 of us received a final thesis grade of 8.0 or above. That is an amazing accomplishment, especially given the Dutch grading system. And I believe we were also the first cohort to have a short film screened in Warm Rotterdam, which was a result of the Applied Cultural Entrepreneurship course. So Professor Franz Brouwer, I thank you for the opportunity. And now as I look back upon our accomplishments, I can help but wonder about what's in store for us in the future. And I'm sure that some of us are still sort of wandering around like this abyss of uncertainty. And although I'm not really an expert on the job market, I know from experience that with every rejection, it is an opportunity to evaluate what we can actually improve. So, here's to continuously improving, and I cannot wait to see what the future has in store for all of us. So thank you to the class of 2020 to just be on this journey with me. And once again, thank you to the faculty for the opportunity for us to learn. Thank you.
Hi, I would like to call 5 gals. Great to see you all. I think Sarah, yeah. So Sarah, you started with something on digital museums, which is my subject of obsession, of course, so I was really fun with that. And you kind of started somewhere in the topic and you ended up with a huge social transformation depending on level and vision of technological integration. Your result was a strategies reap greater benefits. It was a delight to see you actually learn all of this material and make it your own. It's a little bit difficult in the start, and afterwards it just blossomed, so it's lovely. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Congratulations. Jessica, you managed to provide empirical evidence of social impact of cultural-driven urban interventions, or in other words, the social design projects that you were working with. And you propose a method to measure this impact. It's amazing that you had a chance actually to put all of the knowledge right into practice right then and use that for your thesis. So really nice, great application of the knowledge. And then Mariana. Yeah, Mariana, you have written a carefully drafted experiment to document the contribution of theater to improve entrepreneurial competencies for specific skills with, while enhancing the learning. Yeah, experience, again.
You can read better than me, So what was I saying? A carefully drafted experiment to document the contribution of theatre to improve entrepreneurial competencies for specific skills while enhancing the learning experience of university students. So it's a treat again to have shared with you, and I'm thrilled that we will be able to use some of your skills to pass on to the next generation of a master's program and maybe, you know, further on. So wonderful. Savita. So, Savita, you looked at the infiltration of digital technology within dance organizations and found not all managers see the potential to improve efficiency, while the market strongly pushes towards a full digital transformation. So, perfect timely study, and I'm thrilled that you looked at dance because we don't do enough of dance. So, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. And Eda, Eda, you provide a glimpse into the future of hybrid independent magazines where strategy drives digital transformations as imperative to successfully compete in the market, providing new services and innovating in financing models while increasing diversity. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Who's next? Kaiman or? Oh, Rosemaran. Okay. Rosemaran. Congratulations, Rosemaran. I mean, you were really a pleasure to work with, and I think I wrote something, you know, with enthusiasm and perseverance. Rosemaran examined the strategies of bidders at art auctions, which is actually a quite unique thing to be able to do that, you know, to get access to these people, right? And her open mind and humor made her a pleasure to work with. And I really mean that. She always came in with a big smile, and then, of course, said, the research is not going that well. But then the smile was there. So, and I love that positive attitude. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And let's not forget the diploma. Okay. All right, next up is Francisco and Romy. Please. Francisco, I did not have the pleasure or the privilege to get to know you well, but you know, I have heard good things about you. And let's see what your supervisor says. Francisco wrote a great thesis on festival audiences and impressed us with his data analysis. He will have a committed career in music. I like the committed part. So obviously you're a committed scholar and student. Thank you so much and congratulations. And then we have Romy, who was also a student of Daniel Kahneman. And he writes about you, Romy, you were very motivated, enthusiastic, and analytical. Now, that's quite a combination, if you can pull that off. It was great working with you, and I wish you all the best in your future path. So congratulations on behalf of all of us, and also on behalf of Daniel. Here you go. Success. Now we have a distinguished colleague from Brussels.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to call Lorenzo, Amina, Ilse, and Prithvi. There you are. Just a very quick word. I must say it's the second year I had the privilege to work with a great team of 4 students, the 4 of you. And you have embarked me on very different but how fascinating topics, from private corporate collection, art collection, to migrant craft entrepreneurship, from the challenges that the movie industry in Balkan country are facing currently, to the very key issues of diversity and inclusion in museums. So I learned a lot, and I think also your research actually tells a lot about who you are, guys, and also how the future engaged citizen you are becoming. So thank you very much for that. I really enjoyed every single minute of our meetings and discussion. So I'm going to start with Lorenzo. So Lorenzo, first, congratulations. I mean, you have shown really skills and determination throughout the process, always bouncing up. I think it's very important for your future. And as you can see now, hard work always pays off. So congratulations and best of luck with all your projects. Then I'm going to call Amina. So Amina is a passionate student, very, very engaged and involved in her field, like the movie industry. You scared me until the end of, the submission of your thesis, but you made it and greatly, so congratulations. And yes, keep dreaming big while applying everything you've learned this year, and I have no doubt that all your projects in the movie industry will become true. So congratulations. Now I'm gonna call Ilse. So I had the chance to supervise Ilse twice for a pre-master thesis, but also for the master thesis, and it's been a great, great pleasure to supervise a bright and motivated student like you. The cultural sector really needs young people like you, and I think it's extremely exciting to see bright students entering the job market. And I want to make a quick parenthesis because Ilse also presented a research at an international workshop in front of distinguished scholars, and she made it greatly. So I think it was very impressive from you. So congratulations again. Congratulations. Prithvi. That was really great working with you, Prithvi. I've always been impressed by your knowledge and also your values and your commitment in your work. And great minds always accomplish great things. You know that, right? So, and I'm sure that your future career in the cultural sector will live up to your personal expectations. So really keep those values in your work in the future. Congratulations. Philippe.
I see that I have the honor of handing out the diplomas of our very good colleague and friend Isidoro Mazza, who cannot be here. So we're calling Emilia, am I pronouncing that right? Emilia, thank you, Emilia. Oh, thank you. Emilia, Malte, Luca, Valentina, and you have to help me here, Peining. Okay, yes. Okay, who's first? Let's see, Emilia. Emilia, congratulations. Good for you. And let's see what Professor Mazza had to say about you. Emilia, as a kind, caring, and dedicated person, perhaps it was not surprising that you wrote a fascinating thesis combining the preservation of cultural heritage and environment. Congratulations on that. That's a very wonderful achievement. You have a great smile.
Thank you.
Who's next? Malte. Congratulations. Malta, you emerged from a period of unsettling silence. Now, that's kind of a big thing to say. Showing, no, I'm very curious, but anyway, showing an excellent thesis, complete, original, and methodologically advanced, which presents results valuable for research and tech companies. I'm just impressed and overwhelmed by all these words, so I can only imagine what your thesis must have been like. So, anyway, congratulations. Luca, also warmest congratulations. You did it. So, let's see what Professor Mazza had to say about you. Luca, your thesis intriguingly connects traditional Japanese art and ultra-contemporary NFTs, matching your temperament. Well, you must have quite a temperament. Always showing a reassuring composure combined with a vigil interest for novelty. That sounds very important and quite an achievement. Congratulations on behalf of Professor Mazza. Valentina is up next. Also congratulations for you. Valentina writes, says Professor Mazza, during your research you changed country of residence and job, and the latter eventually became a demanding occupation. Your interesting thesis exists because of your unwavering resolution. It sounds like you showed quite perseverance and flexibility, and that, of course, must have attributed to a very good thesis. So, congratulations and good luck. Thank you. Finally, Pei Ning, please. Congratulations, you did very. So, you showed strong determination in choosing a challenging topic, overcoming my doubts as well as several other problems, and presenting a novel and revealing story. Now, those are very nice words. Those are big compliments. So, I can only congratulate you with your achievement this year. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I would ask Lotte, Like, and Nicoletta to come, please. While they come, as well, then. And now my colleague will make fun of me because as every year I say the same thing. So first of all, I need to thank, first of all, the three of you, actually for there's somebody missing, but she's there also, who they've been working with me this year because with you, but also with you all. I mean, it's not only my students, they have more time, but I really thank you all for all the things that you taught us. I mean, we teach you, but you also teach us a lot. You teach us to look at things differently, you teach us to be open, so thank you very much that you make our job the best in the world. So thank you very, very much for that. I will start with Lotte. Nicolette, okay, sorry, it's just that the other way around. That sometimes happens. No, it doesn't matter. Somebody says we are, there was nice definition for our master, so we are adaptive also. Nicoletta, I mean, it's been fantastic working for you. Can I say that? I really think she's iron, she's pure iron. Because she chose a very difficult thesis. She was looking at startup in Lebanon in what is not the best time for this country, but she was not only able to collect data, to collect a lot of data, it was really like time-consuming, emotional, but she was really all the time very calm and reflective. It's very interesting, the topic, but it's very interesting the way you did it. The context you analyzed was difficult and you were capable of doing that, and I'm sure this is just the first of your long list of accomplishments. Congratulations. Congratulations. So I look at that. It's better. Christian? You have to go back, I think. You were too fast. Yes. Thank you. Lotte, you were there. Lotte likes fashion. She works in fashion. She wrote about fashion. But what about looking at it with a different perspective? That's what she did. She looked at fashion in museum, but especially the role of fashion for museum. In doing this, she showed really like the capacity to bring a new look, a new view at things. So that was super interesting. I thank you for that, because I was traveling with you in this long journey. And I think, again, you will get everywhere because you have an enormous capacity and also patient in doing things. Congratulations. Last but not least, I have to start with saying it will be fine. That's what Lieke would say every meeting a couple of times. Some difficulties during the thesis. She wrote a very interesting thesis about adaptive reuse of buildings in Amsterdam. It's a very interesting topic. We talk a lot about sustainability, and she was really dealing with sustainability in a very down-to-earth way. And I mean, it was fantastic to see your optimism, your patience, your energy, because sometimes it was a bit like disappointing, I must say. But these are all qualities that will bring you anywhere you decide to go. So congratulations and thank you.
All right. I managed to misclick only once. We're almost done, by the way. Could I ask someone to click for me now, please? Anyone, really? Thank you. Great. Han Young Kim, great to see you. Well, Han Young was very ambitious. She wrote on non-fungible tokens. That was the hot talk. And as it so happens with these issues that are the hot talk, there's lots of fluff and very little evidence to go by. It doesn't get much harder than that. On the other hand, if you tease out some proper information, some results from this cloud from this fog of confusion and hype, then of course the relative value is just amazingly great. So she's turned out a quiet heroine that took on the biggest dragons around, non-fungible token markets beyond the hype. A great success. Congratulations, Han Young. Ida Marie is here too. Wonderful. Now, Ida Marie, it isn't over till the clever lady sings. That's supposed to be, it isn't over till the corpulent lady sings in opera, of course, right? Because Ida Marie is an incredibly gifted student with an amazing, she came to me with all the accolades of an excellent performance left, right, and center. And then she took on a very tough job for her thesis, which she managed to scrape by in spite of any kinds of, obstacles in her way, but it took some probing. And to manage to do that is very impressive. And, what comes easy to us might not be all that valuable in our own perception. If you have to struggle a bit, hopefully you appreciate it even more. It's great to see you here. And I hope you will get to steer opera through the corona thicket that is about to pass, but of course now the slashes in public financing are going to come sooner or later. Maybe not so much in Norway, but probably in the Netherlands, because at some point we have to put our public finances in order. So more challenges ahead for you. I'm sure you'll manage well. Last but not least, and it doesn't just mean my lot, it means the entire ceremony, which by now should be a relief for some people. Jacques Bastien Tisse. Great to see you. Okay, so, I'm alluding to a health condition that he experienced, being run over. Was it a car or a scooter? I'm not quite sure. being run over by a scooter. I manage to do that every second time I make my way from here to Kralingen to the rest of Kralingen, really. It isn't very far. Scooters are a real nuisance. I completely agree. Anyway, so that's beside the issue. In spite, even with some injuries, he performed extremely well as a researcher on the performing arts. I was delighted because he managed to access secondary data, which is the way to go these days, right? There's so much data about producing even more, has very little added value very often, and then you prove to be very diligent and very capable and creative in interpreting quantitative data to great success. CEE in one word, hybrid. Who the hell knows what that means, but we'll discuss that over beverages very soon. Congratulations, Jacques. I wouldn't miss that, would I? Okay, as far as I know, Professor Vermeulen is going to address us with a short closing remark. Thank you.
Thanks to all my colleagues for extending these wonderful words to our students. I am indeed, I was asked at a very short notice, I should say, to say a few words in closing. My only credentials being that I'm, maybe with the exception of Hans, probably the longest serving member on the staff. And they also know that I'm usually very brief and short, and that's probably even more important here. So I can only repeat, that our warmest and heartfelt congratulations to all our graduates, to all our master students today. You have really earned this. I mean, you worked for this yourself. Nobody else did it. You made it through, you achieved this, you accomplished this through your hard work and perseverance. And let's face it, it wasn't the easiest of years. For a big part of it, we still had to contend with COVID and all the restrictions that came with it. So the fact that you are here today, actually finished, also shows that resilience and that resourcefulness. But I think you will agree with me, students, that it's also perhaps a time to thank your parents, your siblings, your support network, your friends for helping you through this period. I mean, this is something that we should not forget. Nobody does this completely on his or her own. I also know that during this time here in Rotterdam, your passage here, that maybe also because of the circumstances, you forged friendships. You made connections with people from different parts of the world, or just with a student from Rotterdam, who has his or her home base here. Believe it or not, some of these connections, some of these friendships will last a very long time, and I very much hope that for you, coming at a point where they're probably as important as the diploma you are getting here today. And of course, we all wish you the very, very best for your future, the very best with your future endeavors, with all the plans you may have. I heard Valdi say something about the abyss of uncertainty. And I can imagine that, at the stage of your life you are right now, there is an unknown. But rather jumping in the abyss, it's a leap in the unknown. And, that could have an whole new world opening up. Actually, I'm quite sure of it. That is what will help. And, even you will find it difficult to predict where you will be in the next 5 or the next 10 years. But knowing the kind of students that we have in our program, whatever it will be, what you'll end up doing in those 5 or 10 years, it will be amazing. And I also take away the words from Savita, which I think were very nice. Try to live your best possible life. And again, whatever it is, where it is, with whom you are with or not, that is something I think as a major takeaway. And then my last and final duty here is to invite you to a reception which is hopefully waiting for us.